It's a whole lot of talking. Fuck is they talking about though? You're big MRM WRW Mafia.
Dark side.
Come
Light
by
this
with the
bitch
tribe. Kirby, what up though? I'm breaking it down, ground. I'm working my way up. You a way stuck, get your weight up. You're looking for pay, cuz I want all of my peoples to wake up. Sleep, Frank Ocean, deep, peak. There's not a method the week. Fools, choose. I'm making a break of the rules. Fools, choose. It's the I'm busting the moves. I woke up like this, blessed. Everything else just a test. Stress was created for thinking the less. I'm with the gods, yes. Fact, me and Kirby finessing the beat. 10 toes, MRM we reppin' the street. I am the chief, this is the tribe. I ended the different electrical side. Come get you a vibe. This is my land, is my only reply.
Yeah, G, what up? Yeah. Bag in my bag, no book for the papers. Ain't got time for my bitch, cause I'm running up papers. Just like that I keep the flavors, from the lows to the highs. Make my niggas elevating. Say you got motion, but you niggas just talk. Big dog in the yard, and you bitches just balk. Look me in my eyes, say it with your chest when you talk. Boys do what they can, and men do what they want. Break that shit down, half O's to the pounds. Put my thoughts to action, Jackson's niggas like the stunt of different fabric. Magic hat been pulling rabbits out of hat. Trick you out to life, Houdini, Lord Janie couldn't bring it back. Niggas be capping, say whatever when they rapping. Tell your life story, and what really fucking happened. I can see clearly now that the rain is gone. Actions to my words, you can see me here when they play my song. Forever do the man. And Ladybug, yeah, love is love. Loyal to my children, family first, and putting my heart in every verse.
Yo, what's the vibes, tribes? This is I Can't Make This Shit Up podcast with myself, BigChief, not the little one, G the Starflower, melanated god of love, my goddess, Aquarius goddess, and my sister, Crazy Tree Lady. Y'all know the vibes, man. I apologize first and foremost because I was supposed to have done this show 2 to 3 days ago, But of course, those who are truly woke know that there's a life outside of the social media life, which is real life. So certain things you have to attend to, But I do apologize for those who maybe have, I can't even get my words out. We're waiting on the show. I would just say that, man. But tonight's topic, man. This is the round table, This is the round table. This is a segment that I created as a safe space for those who may need to vent, maybe cry some tears of joy or sadness. Just speak on life as a whole in general, things that's actually going on within your life. The people who don't have that big brother, big sister around to, be able to vent to without being judged. That's what this space is for, the round table, because I feel as though, that's how life went, at one point in time. I'm trying to bring things back to the original ways of life. And these are just my thoughts towards that. I'm not reading anything that's telling me this. This is just my thoughts, my heart, my feelings. I feel as though we all went to the round table versus just taking things in an aggressive way or in a negative way or the demon time and all of that. Jay-Z said it the best in one of his verses. You know, conversation rules the nation. You know, do y'all know or understand how many lives could have been saved if there were a conversation before the actions? How do you put actions before conversation? That's crazy. That's letting me know a lot of people don't truly know who they are, you know. Peace and love, peace to the gods and goddesses. I appreciate anybody that's watching right now. Uh You know the vibes, tribe, divine darkness and light. I embrace both sides. You hear me? Deeply, you know. You just got to create a balance in between both and know who deserves that energy, whether it's the dark or the light. Everybody doesn't deserve your dark just as well as everyone doesn't deserve your light. You know, we be giving that love to all the wrong people. Everyone experienced that, right? You know, right? That made me question who's family? Who's the family? When y'all speak of family, who's the family? I have a soul family that I consider to be my family. This is outside of the bloodline because half of them I don't even know. Even the ones I don't know. Yeah. Do I need to break that down again? Because, you know, when we meet people, they introduce themselves with the light, the love, the respect, all of that, you know, but you don't see that other side. So if you haven't witnessed both sides of an individual, you don't know them. You only know that one side. That's fake. Show me both, the dark and the light. Let me get a whiff of both who you truly are. That way I have a choice. Give people a choice, y'all. Whether they want to deal with you or not. Show who you truly are. That's why situations become situations. That's why relationships fail. You wasn't giving your truth towards that person. You were hiding your truth with a lie. And the reason why I say it's a lie because you didn't give both sides. You know, you can't just show one side and not show the other side and then expect someone to know that that's who you are. No, that's not how shit go. And this is shit that I be breaking down to my family. I was just with my brother. I just came from Ocean City, out the beach with my brother. And you know, I broke it down the same exact way to him in person. You know, it's the same energy over here. But that be the reason why a lot of friendships and relationships and all other ships fail, sink, or however you want to put that shit. You know, because we don't show both sides. You know, learn how to balance that shit out. A lot of y'all don't know how to do that. Okay, facts. I had to create my own tribe spirit. A lot of these leaders need balance. Oh man, what? Oh man, listen, what? When I speak, right? I can't tell off the name if you are a god or a goddess. Um, okay, you're a goddess. When I speak, goddess, right? My words are towards the spiritual world. My words don't have nothing to do with the program world because I already know that the programmed world is programmed. So when I speak, it's directly towards those who are in the so-called spiritual world, but yet they're not fully woke. You know, people take this shit as a joke. They take being woke as a joke. Like this is some sort of sport or something. Like you could just go grab a bat and a ball or a mitt or whatever the case may be, and just jump into the game. Put me in the game, coach. No, no, no. That's not how this shit go. Meaning you can't be a brother or a sister, go out here and buy a bunch of crystals and beads and candles and sage and read a bunch of books and then say that you're spiritually woke. No, no. This shit is within. When a person say that they are chosen, you know this. You ain't even got to present that. Like y'all can look back on all of my content and never heard me use those words. I am a chosen one. I've never used those words. Why? Because I know I am chosen to do exactly what the fuck I'm doing. I have a clear understanding of my purposes of being here. I know my mission. That's why it's so much passion behind my words. They take it as me being angry. I'm mad. Why is he so mad? Why is he so angry? Oh man, obviously y'all don't know. you for a person to even think that way, y'all can't know who you are. Because if you knew who you were, you would know exactly who I am. You would know exactly why I'm bringing it the way that I'm bringing it. That energy would be felt and not just heard if you were who you say you are. May the church say amen. I am the church. Huh? I'm reading you my book. Fuck is you talking about? No one else knows this story but me. That's why I said on my Instagram the other day, read me your story. Actually, that was my last podcast. That was my last show, I believe. Read me your story. Not his story. His story. Read me your book. Like, come on now. What is we talking about? Like your book is based off of your experiences of the life that you chose to live. That's your book. Meaning the good and the bad. Those experiences, whether good or bad, when you was delivering the dark or the light, that's your story. Those are your experiences of the life that you chose to. But did you learn? So it's like you can't present it unless you've learned from those experiences. A lot of you have not learned from those experiences. That's why it became a repeated cycle. Then y'all wonder, who, why y'all in the same position. Like I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I changed this, I changed that. I'm eating this way, I'm eating that way. I'm working out. But yet, I'm still in the same position. I wonder why. I wonder why. You haven't done the healing, the true healing. Like I can speak on what I've done once it hit me, but my story is my story, it's not meant to be your story. But when in the beginning of my awakening, right? Because it hit me in a totally different way. I had to witness some real death shit in order for me to see the light. Like seriously though. And what makes me so powerful is I am really someone who come from a certain type of lifestyle and reach that higher level of self. I'm powerful as fuck. You hear me? A lot of these brothers, these so-called gods, they have not witnessed that. They have not been through the stages. There are stages to becoming who you are, truly are. There are stages, there are levels that you have to take in order to reach this level of understanding. And a lot of you brothers or sisters have not went through those stages. Those are the ones who's jumping in the mix of things because it looks good, it sounds good. Oh, everybody else doing this, I want to do it too. It's not a sport, bitch. And I say that in my most disrespectfulest voice. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. This is not a sport. Being woke is not a joke. You hear me? You got all these Y'all know the word I'm trying to use. you know. But yeah. You know, you got a lot of those type of individuals running around within this universe, and they are making what we're actually living, pushing, believing, truth. They're making all of that seem like it's some fairy tale ass shit, you know? Like, oh, they practice this. Like, you know how many, do y'all know how many people I've ran across, you know, at work or whatever the case may be, when I jump into these conversations about being spiritually woke and, you know, the difference between religions and being spiritual and things like that, you know, and when I get to speak in my truths, you know, the first thoughts that come across their mind is, you know, I practice dark magic and I put spells on people. Dude at my job just told me that I'm a leader of a cult, like a what? I'm a cult leader because I was speaking my truths, and he was speaking his truths based off of a book, religion. He was speaking his truths, I was speaking my truths, and there were brothers that was around that was listening, and they was drawing more to what I was saying versus what he was saying. So yeah, he threw that out there. Oh, he's a cult leader. He's this. He's that. Oh, okay, okay. That in my eyes, right, y'all? In my eyes, that means I not even saying I don't do debates, right? Let me just throw that out there. I do not do debates because I feel as though if you got to debate your truth, it's not truth. That's just my personal feelings towards that. I feel as though if I got to debate my truth, then it ain't no truth. Point blank, period. So I don't do the debate, you know. But first thing they want to throw out there is he's this, he's that, and put labels on people due to the fact that they know that what I'm saying makes a lot more sense than what you're saying, you know. I'm reading the comments. You asking me that, goddess, or hold up, I'll get back to that. You're asking me if I'm directing my energy towards you? No, no, not at all, goddess. I promise you, I'm not. I listen. I don't know anyone, and I spoke on this before on the podcast. Like, I don't know anyone personally, you know, for me to direct anything towards anyone personally. So, you know, if you took that personally, I apologize, goddess, because it definitely wasn't towards you. I don't know who you are personally, you know, so I will never do anything like that. Well, oh, okay, so you can flip the camera around. Why is my so small? I don't like how this goes now, but anyway. No, to answer that question, goddess, I definitely wasn't pushing that towards you personally. I'm just speaking my truths, goddess. That's all. Okay, got them shadow jumping in and out, just speaking positive and bouncing in and out. Negative. Can you name? Oh shit. Oh, shit. Hey, you had to pull up with me, goddess. If you were able to. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram or not. If you do, I can send you the link because you know I don't even want to get off topic or with my my show was based on tonight. For real, for real. But that, we're not off topic. But I would rather you be up here with me and we speak these truths together, so I can have a better you can have a better understanding of me, and I can have a better understanding of you instead of thinking it's something that is not. And that ain't no disrespect to you at all, God, is personally, but I'm never speaking to anyone directly. You know, when I speak, I'm speaking based off of my experiences. You know, these are things that I'm witnessing day by day, you know, and when I see it, I speak on it, you know. but it's not towards anyone personally. Especially when I spoke about the spiritual world and the program world, when I said that, I'm speaking towards anyone. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. Anyone. If it hit home for somebody, obviously that message was for them, that person. But far as me delivering this to anyone personally, hell no. Hell no. And that's on everything. Peace and love. Shout out to my goddess, Aquarius goddess is in the building. Peace and love. But no, that wasn't directed towards anyone personally. But this is the round table. I like I said in the beginning, I created this space for family, those who don't have that big brother or big sister or father, mother, grandmother, whoever around that they can actually vent to and speak about certain things that's on their chest, that's on their mind, without being judged, you know. Um, and it'll be a person outside of your circle. Let's say it'll be a person outside of your immediate circle that would be that person that would really listen, take heed to your words, don't go back and forth with you, let you get everything out first, and then give my opinion towards it if I choose to do that. That's who I am. That's the big brother that I am. I'm a good listener, very big observer. So I like to listen, because you learn a lot by listening. The smartest people in the world to me are those who listen and don't speak. You can learn a lot by listening. You can learn what not to do. You can learn a lot from a dummy. Huh? Hmm? Like, I'm tapped into the program world and the spiritual world. Like, I'm receiving knowledge from both worlds. I'm receiving what not to do over there. I'm receiving what makes sense over here. Because I don't pick up any information from anyone else outside of self, and that's no disrespect to anyone personally. When I come across my brothers and sisters on social media, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, or whatever, and they speaking their truths. If something relates to what I'm pushing out here, all right, cool. It just gives me validation. Speaking out here, yeah, that's what it is. It's truth within my words, especially when I see things coming down my timeline that's based off of what I'm pushing out here. So, those are the brothers and sisters that I end up connecting with, because they speak in something that's related to what I'm pushing out here. That lets me know we're on the same page. And even those that speak in something outside of what I'm pushing, if that shit makes sense to me, it registers within my mindset, then yeah, I'm gonna run with that. But other than that, I don't have any leaders. I don't have any master teachers. People that I look up to, and books that I choose to read and gain knowledge from those books and things like that. Me personally, I don't do any of that. I'm not saying that that's not meant for anyone else. I'm just saying me personally. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm saying me personally. I choose not to do that. My teacher is the universe. So whatever's for me is for me. It's going to land directly on my desk. Other than that, I speak my truth. And my truth is within. I am the book. My book. I'm reading y'all my story. But anyway, like I was saying, the round table, Big Mama's house. Anybody who's there and have a clear understanding of anything, we in Big Mama's house. You know what I'm saying? We at the round table. We at Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is every day in my world. It shouldn't take one day out the year for you to sit at the table and eat with your family. Okay. So we in Big Mama's house every day in my world. I'm always in the kitchen serving up hot plates. That's the messages that I deliver out here. If y'all didn't catch on to that when I said it the first time. But this is a safe space for those who want to get whatever off your chest. And I ain't talking about just the things that y'all speak about on social media. I like to speak about the things you don't speak about on social media. You know, the you and you. You know, you can bring the you in you to this platform, and we could talk about that. You know, because we all got certain things that we're going through within life, whether you're within the programming or outside of it. It's still things that are going on. You know, especially when you're in the spiritual world, because you know that spiritual war hits differently. You know, but you have to be a strong-minded individual in order to understand it. Like everything that come my way now, I understand it. I'm not questioning it. You know, it's like, all right, I get it. I get it. You know, I don't put the same energy into anything anymore that I once did. You know, I kind of like do the opposite now. You know, like if it was a negative situation that came my way, and the first thing I did was put negative energy into that negative situation, which I was doing nothing but creating more negative. And you know, I chose to do the opposite. Even with my thoughts, I don't think the same way towards anything anymore. You know, I speak and think differently, therefore I get different results. Try that. I just had to tell my brother today because he's always, you know, speaking negative towards a lot of shit. And I'm like, bro, you don't even get it. That's the reason why negative shit continuing to happen within your life, because you think and speak negative towards everything. It don't matter what a motherfucker presenting out here. You always going to have a negative side towards that, which ain't a bad thing at all, because I'm someone that thinks all around the board. Before I choose to present whatever, I'm going to think all around the board. When it comes to people that I choose to associate myself with, before I place any type of judgment on that individual based off of anything, I'm going to think all around the board first. That's just me, you know. I don't expect everyone to be a me. There is no other me's. There's only one me, you know? I'm just reading the comments. I appreciate you, goddess. Surely I appreciate you. Uh, and you know what's crazy about that? One of my bros, shout out to my brother Peter, man, Chief Peter, man. He's from my city, and we were speaking on that. I believe the last show, and I was telling him like I didn't like the fact that a lot of people was looking at me as their leader. Like I'm not anyone's leader, you know, and I still feel that way. You know, I'm not here. Well, I feel as though I'm not here to be anyone's leader. But the way he broke it down is like, bro, that's your calling. If people looking at you in that light, then that's who you are. It's meant for you to be that person or be in that position, you know. But my mission is to get my brothers and sisters to understand that you are a leader and how powerful you are. That's been my mission, not for anyone to follow me or look at me as their leader. Now, you know, if I'm gonna play that position, it's not for me for anybody to abide by my rules and regulations or anything like that. If I'm gonna play a leadership position, it's just me waking my brothers and sisters up into understanding who they truly are, how powerful you are, how powerful your voice is, and to start using that, you know? And you know, just breaking down those stages, those levels you go through being spiritually woke, so they won't have any sort of confusions, you know, based off of their journeys. I'll be letting them know, because you know, a lot of the brothers and sisters that I speak to, they all say the same shit. Like, man, I was going through this, I experienced that, pop, pop, pop. I'm like, bro, those are the stages. Like, you have to go through that. If you don't go through those stages, you're not who you claiming to be. You know, so the fact that y'all telling me this, I'm getting it. Like, that's a part of your journey. You have to learn from it, though. You have to learn from those experiences. If not, you're going to continue to repeat those cycles. I promise you, you will. You know? So it's not really about the experiences. It's about learning from those experiences. You know? And if not, they'll continue to be repeated. You know? I'm only speaking based off, you know, these are things that I had to go through, ways that I had to change within self. Because people be talking about building with everyone else, but yet you have not done the building within self. Let's make that make sense. So if you haven't done the work within self, how are you going to work with anyone else? You coming over here trying to build with an empty tool bag. You don't have a tool belt. You don't have a hammer. You don't have any screws, screwdrivers, wrenches, any power equipment. Like what are you? No cement, no wood. Like, what we doing? What we doing? Can't come over here trying to build, man. I already got 3.5 acres, like, already built. You know, houses on, like I, in my head, I have a whole community. Like, you know, that's the thing. Those are the things that I speak into existence. You know, fuck me having my own land, my own home on my own land, and all of that shit. I'm thinking bigger than that. Bigger than that. Like, I want to have a community of people. Like, this is all of our shit. Like, we can name it based off of whoever we are. Like, you know what I'm saying? And all of us living on that land, our families, everybody, we're all here together. That's my thoughts. You know, that's what I'm going to do personally. You know, I'm gonna have a community of people. You know, which is the tribes. Tribes tribe up. You hear me? You know, that's where I'm at with it. But, you know, I don't choose to speak highly on things until I really put that shit into work. You know, when I start really putting that shit into work, like putting the footwork in when it comes to that, then I'll speak highly on that. But for now, I'll just think on it. You know, 'cause, you know, we can think things into existence just as well as we speak things into existence. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not one to speak highly on something unless I'm putting the footwork in. So that's why, you know, right now, y'all hear me speaking highly on my experiences based off the life that I chose to live. I can speak highly on that because I've experienced that and I have a clear understanding of that, you know? Other than that, what we talking about? Family, love. Love is the key to all of this shit. The round table. But yet people are afraid to do these type of things. Like, when I first created the round table, I was on an app called Stereo, you know. And the reason why I created the round table because a lot of the brothers and sisters that I was connecting with, you know, started having issues amongst each other, you know. So I'm like, okay, well, instead of you blasting that person and that person trying to blast you on here, why don't we just do a round table and we speak out or speak about our differences or why things got to the point that is at now, you know, because like I said in the beginning of this, conversation rules the nation. But yet, a person will choose to take the negative route versus the positive route, which is, you know, let me call this person, let me call that brother, let me call that sister, you know, and ask them first, you know, to get a clear understanding of where they coming from with it, versus me just judging the situation based off of my thoughts, because your thoughts might not be the right thoughts all the time. You hear me? So if you were to have a conversation with that individual that you feel whatever type of way about and really talk, you know, and you'll come to find out like, damn, shit really wasn't even that serious, you know, and whoever brought it to your attention, of course, they brought it in a whole nother way. It wasn't even said to you the way it was said by that person, if y'all get where I'm going. Of course, they throw a whole bunch of extra shit within those words. Like, misery loves company. Don't forget that. Misery loves company. Same way I just told my goddess, you know, when it's people, when it's women that's connected to you, and I'm speaking to my goddesses right now, you know, and you speaking to these women about your relationship or whatever the case, they always got something negative to say towards that. That is the misery trying to invite you in, you know, because those type of people don't want to see anyone happy, especially when it comes to relationships. You know, the fact that they've been hurt by whoever they've been hurt by, they want you to feel that same feeling. Trust me. It doesn't matter how much they claim they love you or whatever the case may be. When they speak negative towards anything positive that you're presenting out here, they're not for you. They're not for you. And I don't give a fuck who it is. Grandmother, grandfather, sister, brother, mother. It doesn't matter. If they always have something negative to say towards your positive energy, they're not for you. I cut off a lot of day ones and made them day twos. Some of them day threes. Okay. That's vibe though, y'all. I appreciate that individual, the God, as that's the goddess that's still here, or my goddess, whoever that is. I appreciate you for still being here with me. You know, I told one of my sisters on Instagram, I say, sis, I'll be going live because I'll just randomly go live, like I just randomly did this. You know, I don't expect for a lot of people to pull up. It really doesn't matter to me because when I speak, I'm speaking towards the universe, you know, and my messages will get sent through the universe. It's going to hit who it's meant to hit, regardless if they're here or not. I have a very powerful voice. You hear me? Oh, that's my goddess. Why you ain't pull up? Why you ain't pull up with me? Love those who love you. Love those who love you. No, I don't. I do not see your face up here in the square. I don't. I don't see that. Nope. Don't see it. Still don't see it. I still don't see it. Oh. Come on, boo boo, baby boo boo, pull up with me. Whatever. A family reunion. Get together. a family reunion. It's crazy that you don't even hear about family reunions too much anymore. Family cookouts, family gatherings. We've lost our way of life. We've really lost our way of life, y'all. Which is the original ways of life. That's crazy. That's crazy. I come from an era where you better be there. Like I come from an era where you better be there. Fuck is you going or not. Fuck having that option of whether you're going or not. I come from an era where you better be there. Especially if Big Mama send out that call, you better be there. If not, she come to get you. That's the era that I come from. I'm an early 80s baby. You know? Grandma was calling me, asking me, am I coming to the family reunion? Grandma wouldn't calling me, asking me, am I coming to the family cookout? Am I coming to Grandpa's birthday party? Whatever event. Grandma wouldn't calling me, asking me, am I going to be there? Grandma calling me, telling me you better make sure you there. That's the era that I come from. Grandma calling me, telling me I better make sure I'm there. Fuck is y'all talking about? You don't have those type of grannies in this world anymore. Yeah. Real big mamas. It's some grandmamas out here. Yeah. It's a lot of grandmas out here. But big mamas, that's a difference. It's a difference. You know, big mamas lay down law. Big mamas lay down law, you know. They demand things. You know, they have a very powerful voice. Their energy hits differently, you know. I can speak on mine personally. You know, when my grandmother made that call, you know, family was coming from all over. I'm talking about my aunts and uncles from down New Mexico was pulling up. My aunts and uncles from New Jersey was pulling up. My aunts and uncles from Kansas City was pulling up. You know, whatever state they were living in at the time, they were pulling up when my grandmother made that call. So, you know, I was able to witness that type of energy. You know, I witnessed Big Mama's energy, you know. A lot of these brothers and sisters, especially in the spiritual world, they didn't witness none of this. You know, this wasn't a part of their life experiences. And that's no disrespect to anyone personally. You know what I'm saying? But if you were, or if you are someone who experienced that type of life, present that, please. Because that's the original ways of life. That's what our people, our culture of people have lost. You know? Fucked up shit became normal to our people. A lot of fucked up shit became normal to our people. Why? Because our people been doing it for so long that it became normal. Of course, if something been presented for so long and no changes have been within whatever's being presented, of course it's going to become normal. Nobody's speaking against it. Everybody's riding with it. Okay, now it's just a normal thing. Not even knowing. That shit is fucked up. That shit is fucked up. To have the mindsets that we may have towards a mother, to have the mindsets that we may have towards a father, to have the mindsets that we may have towards a brother, a sister, a cousin, a aunt, a uncle, grandmother, grandfather, to have the mindsets that we have towards those people is fucked up. But as I've said plenty of times, I don't blame anyone personally. I blame the households that they were raised in. I don't blame anyone personally. I blame the households that they were raised in. Because, certain things been installed into us. And we accepted that as life. Same way I spoke on, far as the mothers and the fathers. Were they actually mothers and fathers? Or we just labeled them that because that's all we knew. Those are the households that we grew up in. So, we're looking at mom as what all moms are supposed to be. We're looking at dad as what all dads, all men are supposed to be. Mom, what all women are supposed to be. But what if they were not that? That's just all we knew because of the households we were raised in. Whole time, that was some fucked up shit that mom was doing. Whole time, that was some fucked up shit that dad was doing. But we thought that that was a man. We thought that that was a woman. But then the parents, they will feel some type of way about how we're choosing to conduct ourselves today. Not even knowing, bitch, you created this shit. And I say bitch in my most disrespectfulest, respectfulest voice. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. But bitch, you helped create this shit. But now you want to complain about it? Because I'm against your shit? Because I have an understanding that your shit ain't what it is? Now that I'm grown, now that I've waken up to certain things in life, I realize you're not who you say you were to me. Now you feel some type of way about my attitude? Yeah, all right, bitch. You created this shit. But don't apply, let it fly. But it's truth. I promise y'all, it's truth within everything that I'm saying right now. Y'all better go take a look at those family members. If you don't know what a mother is, a real mother, a true nurturer, a father, the man who's supposed to provide and things like that. Even though, I don't base it off of the program knowledge towards a man and a woman. I base it like I follow universal laws, rules and regulations. The original ways of life. You know what I'm saying? What a real man and a real woman consist of. You know what I'm saying? Not the man's supposed to be the this and the man's supposed to be the woman's supposed. It's a bunch of true lies mixed up within that. Because in some cases, the man may be playing the woman's role within these children's lives. Sometimes there are men that can play both roles the same way there are women who can play both roles as well and perfect that shit. They some powerful individuals. If you are a man and you can play the woman's role as well within your children's lives, if you are a woman and you can play the man's role just as well within your children's lives, you are a powerful motherfucker. And I'm talking about really being able to play that role without it stressing you out or wearing you down. You are a powerful motherfucker. And I'm not just saying that because I'm one of those. But I have a clear understanding. The only way you can get that clear understanding of you is if you experience these things. And if you haven't, then it's not clear. Just giving y'all something to think on. Be something outside of what they say you're going to be, or who they say you are. You know, a person to say, oh, you're going to be just like your mother. Or a person will say, oh, you're going to be just like your father. Be something outside of what they say you're going to be. Because that's a repeated cycle as well. If you choose to carry on those same traits as your parents, that's a repeated cycle as well. You are your own book, not theirs. They already written their story. Write yours. Rewrite it if it's already been written. Don't let that go over your head. Rewrite it if it already been written. Yeah, all right. I can only make it make sense to those who have some. That's why. Where my daughters go at? She left me. Hey, we're in Big Mama's house, man. You hear me? Family. No family is, though. Those individuals that was around then and still around now, that's the family. And it doesn't have to be blood related at all. You don't even know those relatives. You know how many blood relatives that I don't know? I do not know. Yeah, all right, there go my goddess. Hey, my little boo boo booty boom boom, the biggie boogie boom boom bop. Did you like it? What's some family songs, babe? Let me see. Hold up. Let me say like. Why you got that face, my love? This nigga said return. Get out of here, bro. You get on my nerves. Drifting on a memory. Ain't no place I'd rather be than with you. Loving you. Day one day away from mine. All we'll need is candlelights and a song. We turned up the Mac though, bro. Wait up, bro. I said family songs, meaning you had a family reunion, a cookout with all family and shit. You know, y'all drinking, y'all having a nice time, cousins that you ain't seen in a while. Y'all speaking about some back in the day shit, and we turn up the Mac. Come on, like. Niggas gonna be looking like, what the fuck? That shit just fucked up the whole vibe. Then you got that one drunk ass uncle that think he a pimp or a Mac. He boogie woogie woogie into the shit. Fuck you talking about? Return of the Mac. That nigga that went and put his boots on and shit, his bell bottom pants and shit, his pimp hat and everything and shit. He done went and changed his whole attire and shit. because you turned on Return of the Man. You returned his ass. What the fuck? Now you the fuck Unc man. You get a fucked up Unc man telling me like he was thinking on some family shit at first until you played that dumbass shit. Now he back in Mac mode. He got 2 holes on the side. You don't even know where the fuck they came from. Where them bitches come? All right, man. Only my goddess. Only her. Coming into view. I wanna be living for the love of you. All that I'm feeling is for the love of you. Lovely as a ray of sun that touches me when the morning comes. Feel good to me. Yo, you funny as shit. But the family was together to go through it. The family ain't want to go through it. Go through Unc going from Uncle Pete to goddamn Uncle Pete, Pimpin' Pete from the East. We was trying to fucking vibe with Uncle Pete, not Uncle Pimp Pete's from the East. Fuck you talking about, man? AKA Silky. Don't nobody want to vibe with Silky. The fuck? Your name's Silky. Only you. Only you. Love of you. All that I'm giving is for the love of you. I'm about to definitely close out though, y'all. But that was my vibe. That was my energy for tonight, man. Basically, staying family orientated. We need to create these safe. We need to create these safe spaces for our brothers and sisters to come and vent, or at least, you know. With me, I know who I am, and other people know who I am. So that's why a lot of my brothers and sisters feel comfortable to speak anything with me when we're on the phone. You know, I'm a healer. I am truly a healer. You know, I know more about you than you know about you. Big fucking facts. You know. That's why I choose to still be around. And that's just the people that I choose to still be around, you know? Because I have an understanding of who you are more than what you do, you know? And that's just what it is, man. But love is love, you know? I appreciate everybody that pulled up, you know? And those who didn't, who's going to listen to the replay, you know, I appreciate you guys as well. I love every last one of y'all wholeheartedly. You know, the next time I expect this, you know, round table to be a round table, you know, and I did, you know, do this last minute. You know, I didn't do a lot of promoting or none of that, which I never really do. And I was supposed to done this show 3 days ago, so I get it. But you know, the next go around, I expect the round table to be a round table amongst me and all the rest of my brothers and sisters and my goddess as well. You know, and we can sit up here and we can speak our truths towards this universe. You know, and speak on things that's really going on in our personal lives, things that's affecting us. That you know, because you never know by you speaking on certain things. You know, there may be someone in the building that can say something towards that that can give you a clear understanding of what you're going through. You know, your thought process. You never know. You never know until you use your voice. You know what I'm saying?
Get on Depop and save on your favorite brands.
Love is love,
Find
man.
great deals on different styles. Make cash selling the things you don't wear.
Love is
and
love.
Pay nothing in selling fees.
And I stand 10 toes with 2 extra feet behind that.
If some saw pickle, we saw masterpiece. A sonic smash.
This was I Can't Make This Shit Up podcast with myself, BigChief, not the little one, G the Starflower, melanated god of love. My goddess, Aquarius goddess, and my sister Crazy Tree Lady. Shout out to them both. You know, this was the round table, Big Mama's house. This way you sit back, relax, and, you know, vent, cry, and it can be happy tears or sad tears. It doesn't matter. Because y'all do know crying is a part of the healing process. So for those of y'all who feel as though you don't need to cry or don't want to cry because it's going to make you feel soft, you're soft for thinking that way. That is the programmed train of thought. What the fuck is you talking about? You're not tough. You're not hard. What the fuck is you talking about? You know what tough, hard motherfuckers out here doing? Not what you doing. If you want to be a tough motherfucker, if you want to be a hard motherfucker, go get you a gun and go out there in the streets. If you want to be a tough gangster, hard-minded, carrying motherfucker, get you a gun and go out there in the streets and be on demon time with the rest of the demons. If you want to think that way, fuck is you talking about? But if you are a true man and a true woman, shed those tears if you feel some type of way. Fuck the labels that's going to be presented behind that. Who the fuck are they? Question that. Those people who choose to put those labels on you based off of your actions, who the fuck are they? Question that. I'm BigChief, not the little one, baby. I am here to break chains. I am here to break cycles, and that I shall do. You hear me? Love is love.